We're going to go ahead and get started here with the Marketing and E-commerce Essentials panel. Thank y'all all for coming today. Thank you for being here, taking time out of your day to learn some really great skills. And thank you for the Temple Chamber of Commerce and the numerous organizations and people who helped put this event on today. So I'm going to introduce our panel here.
Hi, this is...
Oh.
Greg. Straight. Oh, it was Greg.
We're good? Okay, perfect. That was just a test. We're all over here. So I'm going to go ahead, like I said, and introduce our panel, and then we'll get started. We have some questions prepared, and then we'll do, if anyone has any questions at the end, we'll be happy to answer those as well. So starting here is Lindsay Baerwald. Lindsay serves as the Director of Marketing and Outreach for the Texas Department of Agriculture. She oversees the Go Texan program and provides direct oversight on other commodity-based initiatives such as Texas wine, Texas Gulf shrimp, specialty crops, and international marketing. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Lindsay played an integral part in the launching of the Go Texas marketing shop.gotexan.org e-commerce site, a first for Go Texan. Lindsay has a background in marketing and has been with the agency in several capacities since 2005. She received her BBA degree, cum laude, from Texas State University. Then we have H.B. Macey. H.B. Macey is the president of Perry Office Plus, a local business here in Temple. H.B. Macey grew up in this business as his parents bought Perry Office Plus back in 1994 when he was in first grade. H.B. would spend summers at the warehouse and office helping the operation, but thinks he might have probably just been more in the way. After graduating from Texas A&M in 2010, Mr. Macey moved to West Texas with his wife, who was completing her student teaching. After completing their education, H.B. did the last thing he ever thought would happen and moved back to Temple to work for his family's business. Fast forward 13 years, and H.B. Macey and his wife now own the family business. At Perry, H.B. has been a warehouse worker and driver, developed an inside sales program, moved to outside sales for Waco and Round Rock, promoted to business development manager, and ultimately became president of the company. Mr. Macey truly loves his business and serving the Temple community. Then we have Dr. Sunmi Lee. Dr. Sunmi Lee is an assistant professor of marketing in the College of Business and Administration at Texas A&M, University Central Texas. She received her Ph.D. in marketing from the Tippie College of Business at the University of Iowa. Dr. Lee specializes in studying consumer judgment and decision-making processes, particularly in the realm of risk-taking behavior within social contexts, both in person and online. She also delves into the relationship between humans and technology. Dr. Lee teaches principles of marketing, digital and internet marketing, and marketing strategy. Her hands-on teaching approach empowers students to apply their knowledge directly to their business or their current work. And finally, we have Dr. Brad Almond. Brad Almond is the chair of the Management and Marketing Department at Texas A&M University Central Texas, where he has been on the faculty since 2009. His courses include organizational development, negotiation, and business statistics. He oversees curriculum and faculty development in support of various undergraduate and graduate business programs in management, marketing, entrepreneurship, supply chain management, business sustainability, project management, and human resources management. Dr. Almond completed his Ph.D. at the Carroll School of Management at Boston College, but has spent most of his adult life at various points along the Texas I-35 corridor. His scholarship has appeared in many academic journals and conferences across several disciplines. Dr. Almond also possesses a strong background in the humanities and performing arts, particularly music. He is also a founding and continuing board member of a local nonprofit classic arts school that has grown to over 400 students since its first opened in 2011. So, now that you know our amazing panelists and some of their background, we're going to kick it off, and I want to let you hear from them. So, panel, we've heard a little bit about your background, your current roles, but just to kick us off, can you tell us a little bit more about how you've seen marketing and business strategies change over the years for business owners? Lindsay, do you want to kick us off there?
Sure. I guess how I've seen marketing and business strategies change over the years is getting an online presence, using all the tools that they have, email marketing campaigns, Facebook, social media, Instagram, getting your products into a shop, an online shop, so that people can buy anytime, anywhere. That would be what I feel like I've seen over the last 5 to 10 years.
I'll echo Lindsay. Pair Office Plus, we do
99.5% B2B. And so I'm sure you've heard of Amazon. They have a pretty cool website. And so that is the standard of what my website has to be. And so we do a lot of SEO optimization. Last year we released 2 different new websites, one on the office products and janitorial side and one on the furniture side. And so that's where, as a business owner, we're putting a lot of our investment in marketing dollars is into making sure our website is the standard of what it needs to be. We want to have a good buyer experience. We want to make sure when you click something it works. We want to have an endless aisle. We want to express lead times. So we have about 48,000 items on our website. We are tracking lead times on every item that we have on our website. So that's a lot to do. And so we have a very good team that is way smarter than I am that knows how to do all that. But that's where, as a business owner, I see where marketing has changed is thanks to Al Gore, we have the internet, and that's where we are investing all of our dollars in making sure we have a good web presence.
I would just say generally, I've seen, with a pretty long arc here, moving from sort of impression management, the branding, the advertising, to more of a relationship management approach. And we have a lot more tools, as HB mentioned, a lot more tools to track, a lot more points of contact with customers, rather than just transactions. We've got lots of contact, lots of data we can collect. So relationship management with lots of data we can use to help manage our clientele relationships.
Yeah. So our next question, Lindsay, what is the first thing that you feel business owners should be doing or considering when they're beginning to plan a marketing strategy?
So my team in Austin, we conduct a business strategy or a marketing strategy every 12 months. So every year we come out with our strategic plan for the year on what we're going to do, where we're going to go, how we're going to spend our money. As a state agency and a governmental agency, our funds are limited, and we have to make sure that we're spending them the right way to get the biggest bang for our buck. So we first sit down as a team and I feel like we need to get everyone included. Everyone has a voice, and everyone's opinion matters and can make a big difference when you're coming up with your marketing strategy. You need to define your goals for whatever they are. Ours is every 12 months. It could be 6 months, it could be 18 months, it could be 24 months. But you need to define those goals for what you want your marketing strategy to do for you, so that at the end of whatever time frame you've set, you're able to go back and evaluate if you hit those goals or not and readjust. Moving on from there, see what you've done already. What's been done in the past? If maybe it didn't work as well, how can you tweak it? Review and audit everything that you've already done previously, maybe with other divisions within your company or competitors or things like that. Make sure you're looking and learning from things that have happened in the past. From there, defining your target market. It's not everyone. Your target market isn't always everyone. So make sure you have a clear target market that you're going to focus on spending that money. Speaking of money, determine your budget. What is your budget? That's a big thing. Stay true to your budget as well. And then figure out from there, once you've got all those points set and defined, there you go. Figure out what you're going to do. Where are you going to spend that money? How are you going to market to that audience? And how are you going to meet those goals that you've set for yourself for the next 6, 12, or 18 months?
Wonderful. Yeah, you talked a little bit about defining that audience. Oftentimes business owners feel like their target audience is any and everyone because we're selling a product and anyone can use it. So I'm going to pass over the Texas A&M Central Texas team to give us a little bit of insight. Can you give some advice to business owners on how they identify their target markets in those groups?
Yes, so selecting the right target market is crucial for the success of the business. The most common mistake the business make is just finding the largest segment or the most popular segment currently. But when you choose a target market, it is important to choose segment that you can win in among the competitors. So just find the right target market which that you have the unique selling point and then have the competitive advantages. And just to selecting the target market, there's many different ways that you can do based on the demographics, ages or genders, or their buying behaviors, or some benefits. But not all those variables have the same level of the importance. So think about it, when you buy the just whitening toothpaste, you buy the whitening toothpaste because you're a male or just you're the age 40s, because you want the benefits, the whitening. So when you choose when you also choose the target market, think about what kind of benefits you can deliver, and actually that is the most what consumers care about. So that is our advice.
Wonderful. So, talking about competitors, every business has one. HB Macey, I was wondering if you could give some advice to business owners on how they can pivot their primary business focus based on their marketplace competitors.
I'll start with a backstory. In 2014, I was in the business, and me and my dad were sharing cold beverage, and we started talking about the future of where we see Perry. The internet was very vibrant and happening. Amazon was coming on the scene, and we knew that at the time, office products was about 75% of our business, 25% of our business was furniture. And at that time, we made a conscious effort to do things and pivot our business to do things that are not easily done on the internet or can be done well through the internet. And so office supplies is a maturing market as well. People are buying office products fewer and fewer as the years go on. They're printing less. They're using less paper. Who knows what a manila folder is anymore. So we at that time made a conscious effort in starting making crucial investments in the janitorial products. In 2015, we launched our janitorial team. This is a very hands-on team. You have to be experts in what chemicals to use to do certain stuff, floor finish. Believe it or not, toilet paper dispensers. There's not just toilet paper dispensers. There's a Ford, Chevy, and a Dodge toilet paper dispenser. So, and those don't work. Certain keys won't work or certain dispensers. So it's a very hands-on product class, and you have to have experts. And since then, we've seen double-digit growth since 2015. Most of the time, year-over-year growth is over 50%. And in 2021, we actually launched a department that all they do is service laundry pumps and kitchen chemical pumps. So every athletic facility, they have laundry. Every hotel has laundry. Every hospital has laundry. Every jail has laundry. And since then, we brought on 85 laundry accounts since 2021. And that also goes for school kitchens, the dishwasher, the 3-sink. So at that time, we made a conscious effort to pivot our business to really focus on janitorial. At the same time, in 2018, we bought a furniture dealer, a local furniture dealer. And at that time, as I said, furniture was about 20 to 25% of our portfolio. Now it's running 50 to 60% of our portfolio is just contract furniture. We made some investments, as I said. We launched a new website. And having a contract furniture only website is very important to A&D firms. Kelly Garcia is shaking her head. They don't want to go to my office products website and have to filter through lots of things to figure out what furniture you carry, what it looks like. So it was very crucial for us to have those hard conversations. We've been doing office products since the beginning of time, been in business for 103 years. And to make a crucial shift away from our core product offering was tough to do. And as business owners, you have to look at what your business is doing today, what the consumer wants, and how you can be successful in meeting the consumer's needs.
Wonderful, yeah. You talked a lot about shifting to that online, competing with Amazon and just making sure that people can find you. So, Lindsay, could you talk a little bit about what it really means to have an online presence and what kind of benefits can that provide to small business owners?
Sure. So Go Texan has always had an online presence as far as a website, newsletters, digital media campaigns through Facebook and Instagram, things like that. But one of our biggest wants and dreams for the program was to get an actual online marketplace. We know how expensive it can be to set up a website for small businesses, and most of our Go Texan partners are small businesses. But it's never been in that budget to be able to put this together. And one of the good things, if I should say good things, about COVID was, unfortunately, the State Fair of Texas got canceled, and that's our biggest outreach event of the year due to the pandemic. However, our boss gave us the opportunity, Commissioner Miller gave us the opportunity to, within 60 days, get an online marketplace up and running. So the Go Texan Market, shop.gotexan.org. Within 60 days, we designed, launched, and created the website for all of our partners that were going to be with us in our pavilion for those 24 days of the 2020 State Fair to sell their products online, absolutely free. So we still have that website. It's still free to our partners. It's a huge benefit, I think, of becoming a partner in the program. Our fees to even just be in our program start at $100 a year, and that benefit is free to all of our partners. Like I mentioned, it is even on Etsy or trying to get in on Amazon or selling your products on Facebook or Instagram, that can cost money to promote your products on those sites. So being able to have the state of Texas power behind you and that presence, marketing that website on a regular basis is a really great free tool. And more than half of the consumers these days get information from their phone. It is a mobile-friendly website, and they do research on the products on their phone. So it's just a great tool to have. You can reach customers that aren't local. You can reach customers 2 a.m, up feeding their babies or scrolling online, buying whatever they want. So it's definitely a wonderful resource to have. And if you can't make the investment to have an online presence of some sort, especially an online marketplace, I definitely suggest you give us a call and join our program. We would love to help you build your business.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think a misconception that a lot of small business owners have when it comes to marketing specifically is that it's not worth it, it's too expensive. But as Lindsay mentioned, there's a lot of tools through local organizations, state organizations, and just other small business organizations that are willing to help. But what are the Texas A&M team? What are some other misconceptions that you feel that business owners have about marketing, and what's your advice on how they can kind of overcome those misconceptions?
Okay, you'll have to forgive me. I'm primarily a teacher. I dabble in small business and consult a little bit. But if you've taken a marketing class, you may have heard of the 4 Ps related to marketing: price, product, promotion, and place. Of course, price, how much you charge for the product, what you're actually selling, good or service, how you promote it, and how customers come in contact with it: physical space, online, website, whatever. I think one of the main mistakes small businesses make is to focus only on promotion. They think marketing is advertising, and that's what they focus on. But any one of those 4 things can make or break a customer relationship, and so we basically have to take a more comprehensive approach to looking at those. And I'll pass it to my colleague here to carry on with this.
Yes, so to adding Brad's point, if we do not have the right product and the right price setup for that, and then deliver the right channel, deliver the right convenience benefits, then just promotion is just the imagery and then simply communication. So it cannot solve the fundamental problem. So first we should look at whether we have a delivered value to consumers, and then we set up our channel right, and then set up the right price so that consumers appreciate our product. So promotion is not magic. It's just to solve the problems for the products and the services who deliver the right value.
Wonderful. So when we talk about service and value, it's as small business owners, there's a challenge. Mr. Macey's talked a lot about Amazon and those large corporations. So how can you convince a local consumer to really do business locally with a smaller business rather than using a large corporation that might be more competitive in price or resources?
Well, the quick answer is I don't think I could be beat on price or resource. It'd be one or the other. It's like the good, an old sales tactic is there's 3 ways, 3 categories that people buy products: good, cheap, and fast. You can only have 2, not all 3. So one of the major things that we push is that we're a local company. My customer service team, my delivery team, my executive team, and my facility are about a mile south of here. And so if there's a problem or need that a customer has, I have everybody in one building that we can take care of that for you. And my largest customer has about 430 locations spread out through 10 states. And are there cheaper options? Of course there are. Let me paint you a picture for you guys. So let's say a user in Florida goes onto my website, places an order. It goes to their manager for approval. It goes to their district manager for approval, and then it hits my system with my customer service team. At that point, my customer service team is making sure that that end user in Florida is buying contract items that we have on contract for them. So if they're buying a Lexmark toner that's $400, and they're supposed to be buying a remanufactured brand that's $200, we sub that for them. So we may have been more expensive on the Lexmark item, but then we sub it to a cheaper item, save them $200 on that, or any kind of widget. So would I say a national competitor of mine could do that? Probably. Would they? I don't know. We're processing 30 to 40 orders a day just for that one customer. So it's really a lot of time on my customer service team to do that. So, also one big thing for end users that are on the larger scale is reporting. They want to know who's buying what the monthly spend is, and what that cost code is. And so we input customers' cost codes into our system. We give them monthly reporting based on each cost code, which is in their system. So when they import it, it's very easy to identify, what locations spending what depending upon the cost code. And then we have a regional set of warehouses that are actually nationwide, so we can hit any state next day. So we can pull from all of our wholesalers' warehouses. It's about 50 warehouses nationwide. So we are a local company, but we have access to be just as good as our national competitors.
Wonderful, yeah. When we talk about reaching, staying local, but reaching a larger audience, there's a lot of new digital tools that can help. So, Lindsay, I was wondering if you could talk about some benefits of digital marketing over traditional marketing as far as print and things like that in regards to cost, reach, and just overall strategy.
Of course. I think to also talk a little bit more about how do you compete being local, I think in the last 3 years, I think that's the top of everyone's mind is staying local. I think that's why in the last 3 years, we've grown more than 34% in our Go Texan partnership numbers, is people want that mark, that Go Texan mark on their products or in their window of their stores to let people know that they are a local Texas business and that you know exactly what you're getting when you're buying from a local company. So I think in the last 3 years, buying local is just on everyone's mind. They don't care if it's going to cost more to go from another city or state or country. They're going to spend their dollars here in Texas because they know that we grow and make the best things in the world. But as far as digital marketing and as far as costs, it doesn't have, yes, creating a website or an e-commerce site can be expensive, but just advertising online doesn't have to be that expensive. There's free websites such as Canva or other kind of graphic companies or website software that you can purchase for free or get a login for free and create really beautiful things online that are custom. You can make them to the size of Instagram feeds and things like that. There's tutorials, all kinds of free resources out there if you just take the time to kind of look at it. So you can keep costs down. It also doesn't cost that much if you know your target audience, so your location, your gender, your age group, to create a $50 or $100 ad over a couple of weeks and really see a lot of engagement on those types of posts. And speaking of engagement, with digital ads, you can see immediately in real time how your ads are doing. And if they're not doing what you want them to do or you're not seeing as much engagement, you can go in and tweak it right away. You can't do that with a radio ad or a billboard or a print ad. You don't really know who all has picked up that magazine and has actually seen or the attention has been caught from your ad. So I think that reach is great. It's not even just the subscribers of the magazine or the folks driving down I-35 seeing the billboard. You can reach people across the United States. And then, I think that's it.
Perfect, yeah. So, you gave us some tips on how to reach those people and kind of the benefits. Now that we've got in front of their face, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, our product looks amazing because we've used free tools like Canva. What do we do next? So HB Macey, if you could talk a little bit about a tool or some advice on how to turn a shopper into a buyer.
I would say this is the toughest part of marketing, and I'm glad I'm not a full-time marketer, because turning shoppers to buyer, you can run reports and kind of quantify how well that's doing through digital ads, but on my side, when I'm looking at reports, how much new business do we have coming in? How many new customers are we getting? And on the flip side, you can't quantify the lost sales if that shopper doesn't purchase. So it's a very hard thing to do. One of the things that we do at Perry is I equip my sales team, which we have reps, about 8 reps scattered throughout the surrounding 10 counties, with something we call the free 50. So what this is a $50 off coupon on the first order. And so the only people that have these coupons are my sales team. In order to do that, you have to have an account already set up for that customer. So they're already in the Perry database. They're placing a live order on my website. They already know my sales team because they have the coupons. When they place that order, they could get candy, they could get whatever they want for themselves because it's a present. And then once they place that order, they meet my delivery team, and it kind of gives them a whole picture of what Perry can do for them. We're not just going to kick the box at the front of your desk, at the front of your office. If you want the copy paper that you ordered in the copy room, we'll put it there for you. My delivery team can make specialized deliveries. We actually follow delivery notes when you put one in the delivery notes on the order. And so there is an upfront cost of the program. I'm gambling $50 as a business owner on the lifetime value of the customer, which is pretty low if you look at the lifetime value. So we track this, talking about tracking digital stuff. We can track that coupon code at purchase to see how many we're doing, and I actually gauge my sales reps off of how many coupons they're doing every month. So they know that I'm looking at that, and they need to do that to make sure, hey, they're looking good in my eyes, but also, natural attrition, people lose 10% of business every year. So we always have to be in the mindset of gaining new buyers and turning shoppers into buyers. And also, I would say my sales team is very instrumental in turning people from shoppers to buyers. They are the experts in the field. They're assessing the customer's needs and what their wants are. They're identifying that, and they're telling the customer, hey, this is what you need and want. This is how you do it. So I would say those are the 2 things that Perry does to move shoppers to buyers.
And those are great strategies, both of which you can track. And, we talked about the benefits of digital and what that looks like. And one huge benefit of digital marketing, or something like HB mentioned, where you're still able to track it. But digitally, we have so much access to information about our audience and about who's looking at our ads and who's looking at our page. And those are really important. So Texas A&M team, what kind of analytics or metrics should business owners be monitoring to know that their marketing efforts were successful?
Particularly, I recommend to use Google Analytics and Google AdWords. So I teach this in my digital marketing class as well. So with the Google Analytics, you can track the visitors' website traffic and also where visitors come from, and then what pages they visit and how long they stayed. So with that, you can find where we can attract the customers, and then how we can maintain the retention of the consumers, and also find more potential consumers. So with this Google Analytics, you can find, for example, this consumer stay in the page 2 and page 3 just for the 30 minutes, and then end up to stay in the page 2 and then buy the product too. And also we can find, this potential consumers are those who are in the male age in the 28 who use the mobile phone very frequently, and the TV enthusiast. And so with the Google Analytics, as our previous panelists mentioned, we can have those data and then have the more personalized and the customized marketing strategies. And another tool I can suggest is you can search in the Google kind of free online listening tool or social listening tool. This is how you can detect the public opinions in the social media about your brand. So there are many free tools available. Now it become more popular. So it becomes some of the also paid tools but still there's many competitive free tools available. With this social listening, you can see how the public sentiments about your brand, and then when your potential customers look at your social media posts, and also and then in which city the consumers search about your product most. So these tools are available in the website, and this is the free. This will be very helpful and beneficial to your business.
Wonderful, yeah. So Dr. Lee mentioned Google Analytics, and it's such a valuable tool. It does involve a little bit of back-end setup on your website, but my only advice on Google Analytics is be careful because you do go down some really dark rabbit holes. It is a little bit scary how much information you can get about someone who's coming to your website. So scary and also very useful for business owners. But as a consumer, sometimes even when I'm looking at them, it's a little intimidating, but like I said, very useful information, so great resources there. So lastly, we're going to hear from all of our panel members just about some market trends and some resources for y'all to take home. So panel, I'll let y'all kind of toss around, but what are some interesting trends or useful marketing tools that you're seeing in 2023 for small business owners?
Yes. I believe AI, especially generative AI, such as ChatGPT. So ChatGPT has been already used in the numerous business area. Just a few months it just published. So there's 4 ways we can use ChatGPT in the marketing. First one is the marketing research. So based on this ChatGPT, we can do the market research and also segment research and then SWOT analysis, and even we can do the SWOT analysis for the competitors, so we can get some help to our marketing goals and also even help to understand our competitors' marketing goals. And then the second way is that we can generate the search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is the finding the right keywords for your brand can be the top on the website search results. So choosing the right search keywords is the key for this SEO marketing. But by using the SEO, you can, by using the ChatGPT, you can get some ideas what kind of keywords is popular, and then what kind of keywords the consumers can, your competitors use. So sometimes it is very helpful. You can pay or you can use the keywords of your competitors, because imagine what if your potential consumer search about your competitor brand, and then your brand is in the top in the ad or the search results. So this kind of the ideas you can get some from the ChatGPT, and so it will be very great secretary for you. And also, for your organizing the marketing campaign and the contents marketing, ChatGPT can help you. Of course, it will not be perfect as the human, or also it cannot replace the human marketers. But with the organizing marketing, you can think about the Google AdWords keywords, brainstorming, and even ChatGPT has some the ability to write some of the marketing slogans. So when you just use you can also create some of the tweets, slogans with the certain characters that fit in the number of the word limitations, and then create the hashtags. So ChatGPT will be the great tool for the 2023.
Also a scary one, but a very useful one.
It's very scary. I will say, we put a focus on cause marketing the past couple of years, and that's even become more evident as we talk about the shift back to local, and how we focus our marketing, what we're putting on the Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, showing our employees out there making a difference at local nonprofits. And so really we're seeing a shift back to cause marketing. Also, for our internal marketing with employees, we're from a management team, putting a huge focus on employee experience. As you know, the job force is very tight right now. I think it's loosening up, thank God. But so we've actually done a kind of a campaign about our internal marketing with our employees, making sure they see value in Perry, make sure they know that they're valued as an employee of Perry. So a couple different things, cause marketing, and just really focusing on marketing to our employees about that they are valued at our company. We can't do it without them. So.
I think those are all great suggestions too. I would just add in influencer marketing, getting the buy-in from a local or citywide celebrity or someone maybe statewide. The agency recently had a contract with the day tripper, Chet Garner, and he would do Go Texan Thursdays. And every partner that participated in that event with him, where he posted about them on his social platforms or made a video about a certain number of products, they had a huge increase in sales and publicity. So getting the word out with someone that's kind of trusted in your community and getting your products in their hands for them to talk about it can be really beneficial to kind of launching your business into that next level.
We are also accepting applications for influencers in Temple, if anyone knows any. I don't know that we have very many, but we're ready for anyone who wants to step up. But all great suggestions. So our last question from the panel is just going to be some resources for business owners to utilize to learn about emerging market or marketing trends. Where can we send them to keep an eye out for things that are emerging?
I would just say conferences like this. Go to as much local, state conferences where you can network with other businesses like yourself that have the same problems or concerns, or and just learn as much as possible from these sort of offerings. They're really, really great opportunities.
So step one complete, business owners.
I'd say we've never had a marketing department as large as we do right now, and so I think it comes down to empowering people to explore these options. As a business owner, I really get frustrated sometimes when I walk in and see stuff and thinking, man, this is a waste of time. But they're actually doing research on their phones or looking at what the emerging marketing trends are. And so I think it's, as business owners, we need to step aside and say, okay, get the team, trust them, and make sure they're empower them to do, go to trainings like this. But the old thinking is of how my dad has ingrained me to think isn't how the world works now. So I think it's good to allow your marketing team to think and create and do marketing things.
Absolutely. In order to produce good content, you have to consume good content, which is why I scroll on TikTok at work all day. It's research. It is. No. Any advice over there?
I can agree with more of the previous panels. I always teach my students value and core competency and unique selling point of your product is the most important. And HB just demonstrate the perfect examples of it. And then the second thing I think is important is that now with the ChatGPT era, it is important to have the capability to have to ask right question. So just ask the specific question and ask the clear question, then the ChatGPT will help you exactly what you need and then provide more detailed examples or detailed guidelines. So now asking question is also a critical capability for a small business.
I guess.
My final comment is maybe the most obvious, but in the organizations I've worked with, the best resource to learn about emerging marketing trends is our customers, our current customers. So we get feedback about things we hadn't thought of before. And so new ways to offer courses, I'm also on the board of a school I mentioned, and, as well as my university job. So that's where we get a lot of information about emerging trends, is just talking to our students, or the parents of our students in some cases, which may be the most obvious one. Maybe you didn't need to come to the panel to hear that one, but that's just a reminder, I guess.
Perfect reminder. So we have technically come to the end of our session. We don't want to interrupt anyone's networking break, but if there are any questions, feel free to ask them now, or the panel, we can stay up here for a few minutes and help anything that y'all might have thought about during the session. Any questions at the moment? Oh, yes.
I've got a question in regards to the ChatGPT thing. Mm-hmm. Just what your opinion is on how it's going to impact us, in a year, 2 years, 5 years. What do you see, since you're very familiar with it?
What's the impact in the long term? Yeah.
In the long term, we cannot predict the exact future yet because still it's the beginning and this is very early stage. But this AI model is even not only just generate the text data, but it can create some images or the videos. So it is have the more flexibility in the learning so quickly. And now almost everyone in this room have heard about ChatGPT like this. Now it's growing so fast, and then when we put more data in that platform, that it learns very quickly and then develop more sophisticatedly. So I think we cannot, and just my personal prediction is we cannot live without ChatGPT. We cannot just ignore it. So I think it will be also important how we can use ChatGPT smartly. So I just let me give you examples how you can ask the specific question to ChatGPT. So you can say, oh, create the tweet statements for my product. But instead of this, you can say your target customers, like parents who has teenagers, or create a Twitter statement for who have the female who is 40s, but who live in the temple area. So with that more specific and clear question, it will also not only provide some good brainstorming idea, but it will also learn and then bring in more some developed and sophisticated idea as time goes by. So this is what I can predict.
Any other questions? Okay. Well, we'll stay up here, like I said, for a few minutes, but thank you all for your time and enjoy the rest of the conference.